Hello and welcome. This is a GenMachine mini PC. The price of this mini PC is just 187 Canadian rubles, which translate to about 134 US dollars. This has an interesting CPU, which is Ryzen 5475U. If you are familiar with low-end mini PCs, you may immediately realize what a deal this is. Essentially, I purchased something far better than what I could normally buy at this price point. The CPU is a Zen 3 mobile CPU. AMD has truly messed up the mobile CPU naming scheme. Allow me to show you why. When hunting for Ryzen mini PCs, you have to know exactly what you are looking for, because you can't choose a bigger CPU name and expect a better CPU. The gap between Zen 2 and Zen 3 is rather significant. Therefore, when I saw Ryzen 5475 CPU in a mini PC at the price point, I immediately realized that I had something good. For the price of a N150 mini PC, I've purchased something that was much faster. The link for this is in the description. This is a bare-bone machine, therefore I need to add my own RAM and SSD, which I actually prefer since these vendors really do cheap out on both RAM and SSD. GenMachine mini PCs are pretty small, and they tend to accept two NVMe SSDs, but in different sizes. They accept one in 2280 format and one in 2242 format. Another characteristic of GenMachine mini PC is that the casing is sandblasted aluminum. You rarely, if ever, find a mini PC with an aluminum casing at this price point. I dare say that this deserves the deal of the year in my book. The CPU is what pleases me the most, since it is a part that cannot be upgraded in any way. This Geekbench score is significantly better than Intel N150. The Intel CPU struggles hard with Windows 11, but this Ryzen 5475 CPU can handle Windows fine. I am also including scores from Ryzen 5300 for further comparison. Noise tolerance is very subjective, but going over 50 decibels is generally considered fairly loud. Of course, the sound meter is right on top of the machine, so you can't take the noise level at its face value. Let me move it around, and I will let you determine how loud it is because, again, noise tolerance is subjective. This CPU has Vega 6 iGPU. Vega 5 is the slowest, with Vega 8 being the best. The score of 11,000 is low. It's far better than 4,400 from Intel N100, but far cry from AMD 780M iGPU. Then you see NVIDIA 4060 that is so far ahead. The bottom line is that you may be able to play some games at its lowest graphic settings. Don't have any expectations. The included Wi-Fi card is RTL8852BE, which is a Wi-Fi 6 card. This device was not automatically detected by Windows, and I had to search for a specific driver. This spells bad news for Unix users like myself. I don't intend to use Windows on this, but Unix Mint. Fortunately, a quick Google research reveals that there are solutions to make this work in Unix. The performance is acceptable meanwhile. Overall, this is a killer deal for a low-end mini PC. I'd like to remind you that this cost me 134 USD. I did have to add my own RAM and SSD, but then I'd rather add my own components since vendors cheap out on those. The included Ryzen 5475U CPU is the star of this video. At the price point, this is probably the best CPU you will ever find for a while. With such a CPU, using Windows 11 on this machine is breeze. The best use case for this is probably a secondary media PC. You could have a 4TB NVMe drive as a storage device and maintain a sizable media collection. The Wi-Fi card is swappable as well if you desire an Intel Wi-Fi card. The only downside for this machine is noise. It is on a loud side and the BIOS doesn't seem to offer an easy way to reduce the fan noise. And I do not recommend lowering the fan speed because the CPU was hitting almost 90 degrees Celsius with the default settings. The CPU is rated for 15 watts, so you can't really lower its TDP. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.